Hello everyone and welcome back for another episode of Diablo 4. So we've had a little bit of time to play around with the Firewall enchantment. With the lucky hit, 25% chance when dealing burning damage to spawn 2 firewalls for 3 seconds. It seems nice, it's got quite a reasonable air of effect. But at the same time, let's have a look at the firewall itself. 176% damage over 8 seconds. It lasts for 3 seconds, so it's only going to do a fraction of that when it actually crops up. Up to a 25% then gets multiplied by whatever skill we're using. So the lucky hit is great if we've got like a really good lucky hit percentage chance. We also don't know what the internal cooldown is on that, whether it could just keep happening. And we don't know whether the firewalls, like whether someone can be affected by them twice or not. So what I'd like to do for the moment is I'd like to switch over to using Firebolt. So we've got the burning damage going in, because I think that that's got the potential to be really quite awesome. It's an additional source of burning damage, and the additional source of burning damage is going to lean into our passive skill for combustion. Burning effects deal 2% increased damage per unique source of burning, doubled if it's 3 or more sources. So it's going to give, probably, for most things, an additional 4%, and also pretty much guarantee that it's going to be in that higher bracket. So I think that's what we're going to try and do. Now, in terms of the amount of damage that it does, 113 over 8 seconds, it's not a lot that it's going to be adding. But that should be each time direct damage is dealt. This deals direct damage, so I think this has got quite a bit of potential in there. I love that Incinerate does ramp up over time. Anyway, I'm getting distracted from where we are. Let's take a very quick stock. So, in the last episode, we did the renown for Kyrgyzstan, so we've got all of our renown for the basic skill points done. That's great. We can now look at our season journey and say what we're going to do and what we're not. Seeds of Hatred is unlikely we're going to do on our hardcore character, not for a very long time, so we'll ignore that. Changing the world tier isn't going to happen until we're level 50. Calling wards can happen over time. This is not going to happen until we're level 50. That's the capstone dungeon. Equip a legendary in every slot. We're trying. Upgrade items to max level. That's going to happen at level 50. Reaching level 50 is going to happen at level 50. So all the stuff is basically saying get to level 50. We're level 31 at the moment. We have a couple of elixirs. That's fine. We don't need to make any more. Let's instead carry on with the main plot then. We could do more side quests and things that'll help with the leveling, but I am curious to see where the actual plot goes. So, where is the wagon? There it is. Let's teleport ourselves up to Kedbardu and come back from there. Now, I've upgraded our look, so we are appropriately styled for some flamey goodness. Most notably, we have a blue flame coming up from our boots into a red flame, and then orange, and then yellow at the top. I think it's really quite stylized. Can I bring it up in our... There we go. You can see that quite nicely over there. I'm pretty happy with how it's turned out, actually. There's a good amount of flexibility that they have in the styling available. While we're here, we'll also pick up a side quest, just in case we're in the area and can do it. This is Raycor's axe, which we've done on our story campaign previously, so I'll skip past the dialogue for it. That town portal is from the Hidden Overlook, where we left our person at the end of the last episode. So, Cormond's wagon. What's this actually? Oh, this is a poison resistance one. That's fine. I mean, we're going around in a lot of tunnels with a lot of poison related stuff, so.
Prepare for oblivion.
Honestly, don't know if this is doing a hell of a lot more damage, but let's heal up a tiny bit with that. That wasn't too bad. We'll do this Malignant Heart first.
Out of mana once again.
The shocking nature of it is it's not great, but let's get an additional source of burning in there. I do feel like we're doing more damage with our Incinerate because of this. Right, there's the 2 caged hearts. I found something. Meet me at the courtyard of Orbei as soon as you can. Yeah. Thanks, mate. What have we got? Critical strikes electrically charge. That's interesting. You gain 11% barrier generation and you heal while you have a barrier. I do like both of these. I'm fine with us electrically charging mobs and dealing lightning damage because that's actually going to lean in a little bit to our passive resistances going up. Oh, that's plus 5% pyromancy skill damage. Ooh. And damage reduction from distant enemies and... You know what, we're actually going to wear that. I'm not sure what our final build would look like in an ideal world. Probably a lot of mana cost reduction. Probably. It looks like there's a side quest over here as well. Which is always good for extra experience. Squishy barbarian corpses. We'll mostly ignore them. I will, however, grab all the chunks and stuff that we can on the way because you never know when you're going to need them. Silent chests, still not interested in doing them, not until we reach level 50.
Ah, at last. Come.
All right. What have you found?
Hall of records hidden under the old archive. The monks documented every discovery they made. That'll include our cages of binding, I'm sure of it. There's an entrance down in the crypt. I can open it, but there are things down there.
Of course there are.
Nothing you can't handle, though.
Down we go. Yeah, I really like the aesthetic that we've got. Like we look like we're fire themed.
The cages are the answer. If I can learn to use them properly, learn what went wrong, we will have our cure.
Cormond, I do worry about you in general, my friend. The thing about our incinerators, it needs to be going for long enough to ramp up. Which is 4 seconds. 4 seconds is our, like, minimum duration that we should be popping it out for. Like that. Now we are doing the maximum just when we're running out of... Ow. I'm glad we got that poison resistance, you know? Whoa! Nearly got me. I will grab that shield, although I'm not sure shields are really a sorcerer thing. I'm not convinced that our incinerator is actually providing direct damage. So direct damage is anything that's not damage over time. Burn enemies for that amount of damage per second. I mean, it does sound like damage over time, but it also sounds like direct damage. So maybe it's not quite what I was thinking. So if that's not what I'm thinking, what we could do is have Hydras appearing. Hydras appearing automatically after spending mana is pretty cool. Also, meteors falling from the sky could be cool for extra damage just coming in. Ah. Or every 14 seconds a serpent spawns and incinerates enemies for 8 seconds. And that actually could be very good. Eight seconds is a good amount of time. And look at that, actually. That's a pretty solid source of incinerate burning damage, I'd say. There it is. Yeah, I'm curious enough to keep it around if it ends up in the right place. That's going to be the issue. It's probably going to be fine most of the time. But if it decides it's going to go the wrong direction, that's actually really sucky. Okay, so if it's not that, then maybe the Hydra. We'll try the Meteor for the moment. See how frequently that lucky hit seems to trigger.
I'm out of mana.
Well, there was one. Didn't feel super effective. And I think that's because our lucky hit chance is actually pretty low already with our skills. So 19% there. Firebolt's 41, which is alright. Inferno is tiny. Firewall is okay, but they need to stand in it. Hydra is just no chance at all. In that case, let's go for Hydra. Because we know we're going to be spending mana. Having something that appears consistently.
There's the entrance. I will open it. Just a moment. Hold them back.
Let's get on this side so it's stopping
I lack the needed mana.
the minor projectiles.
Inside now, quickly.
Alright, hold your horses. That's not bad, actually. Spending mana spawns a Hydra. I can live with that. So hypothetically, we wouldn't necessarily need to have Hydra on our bar. We could change for something else. So if we were going to change for something else, we could change for teleport, maybe. We could change for meteor. Doing it manually for meteor could be interesting. I'm not sure it really fits into our active skill, passive skill wheel though, because our incinerate is definitely our primary damage dealer.
I'm out of mana.
no two ways around that. Which means when we're producing stuff, when we're summoning stuff, we're summoning supporting things that are going to be doing their own bits over time. Kind of almost want a fireball, although this is not burning damage. It's not burning damage. Curious, very curious, but it would be direct damage. I'm just rereading these. So the Hydra would be affected by that. That's for certain. Incinerate might be. Firebolt might be. Firewall probably is not, because that's damage over time. So two things would be affected by the Firebolt one. Let's keep it on, and we'll try it for the rest of the episode. I think it's important to experiment with these things and like, you know, really give them a chance to work.
Thank the light. The Hall of Records must be intact.
But at the same time, we're keeping our flame shield on there because we need that extra safety net, let's call it. It'd be nice to get some items that apply other forms of burning damage, or switch skills around, like maybe turn ice spikes into fire spikes.
Here we are. Look for any mention of cages of binding. Search the shelves, crates. Rip up the damned floor if you have to.
Search the big pile of books over here. Cages of binding. Hammer Hawazar. Distributed by the Zakaroom.
The cages were created in Hawazar, an invention of old Zakaroom. I knew it. We must find this outpost of theirs. I'll ready the wagon.
All right, Cormond.
What?
No!
You're really going for it, aren't you? I am regenning from this while it's nearby, but we don't want to just rely on it. Also, Cormond is a complete knob for just running away. Two, three, four. Ow, probably should have stood directly in the middle there. I do feel that we're doing all right with our damage output in this. Down you go. That was pretty disgusting.
Strange.
Right. Cormond, we've got to have a little discussion about this, mate. cleared that corruption out. I'm wondering if any of these are going to be worthwhile. Let's quickly skim through them. Shock skill damage is interesting. I do like that there are very different affixes for the different classes. Like, you can think about it in a completely different way. There's a lot of commonality between them, of course, but even just the way it deals with your class resources is varied. So what's going on?
His name is Farshin. He was my mentor, my priest, until the day Lilith came to our village. Her words drove our people mad, turned them against us. I begged Farshin to run, but he refused to abandon them, so I left him behind.
Which is not too bad in the grand scheme of
I
things.
searched for a way to cure my people. Soon, I found Orbei, found the cages,
And
I returned home to a ruined village. Farshin was the only one left, driven mad by Lilith. So I took one of the cages and I tried to remove his corruption. But I did something wrong. The corruption burst out of him, consumed him, body and soul. It has spread to everyone he's touched.
now I understand.
Farshin is the source of the malignant. All of this is my fault.
Yeah, Cormond, it really is. You should have told
I
me.
know that now, and I am truly sorry. But you must understand, I only wanted to save the people I love.
Which is understandable.
And we still can. With a better cage, we can remove Varshin's corruption, curing him and all the malignant after.
We can rebuild him
Going to
stronger,
Hawazar to find him.
faster.
I hope you'll meet me there.
Yeah, we'll definitely go to Hawazar. I am going to pop round the corner, though, and touch this. Blood spattered scroll. Okay, so we have Hawazar as our next destination. We do need to go to Legacies of Lightspot. We also need to bring Lacton to his place over in Kyovashad, but we'll do that later. I think we'll keep focus on the actual storyline here. Okay, we may as well open that up. Writhing Shard. Extra pyromancy skill damage, extra fire damage over time. This is like... And just plain extra damage. This is really quite solid. We'd lose a rank of mastery skills, but for just plain improving damage output... I'm really quite tempted to switch across to that. We could still imprint Incinerate onto it. Yeah. Yeah, let's do that. Okay. So, Occultist. Occultist is down here. Now this does lean a little bit against my maximum survivability at all times mantra. But I think it's going to be good. Show my class only. Okay, so critical strikes will be electrically charging enemies as well. dealing extra damage. That's going to help a little bit with our survivability because it's going to improve our resistances. Let's grab some side quests while we're in the area. Horrible charred remains. No, I've never seen any horrible charred remains. We'll also grab this one up here. And actually, while I think about it,
I am the only merchant with
seeing as this is new, I'm actually tempted to upgrade it 3 times because we're starting to build up some veiled crystals. Not all the way to the top though. But putting it up 3 levels is significantly improving our damage, so worth it. Do you want to just take everything else off me, including this? Because this was imprinted, so...
Come back if you need the forge.
Hey, father. What's up?
If you have a moment, child.
Do you require?
I wish I did. I had a cure. I haven't...
Do you know where he?
Here.
A man has come to our small town. Many people pass through, but there is something different about this one. Something enigmatic.
Interesting.
Father Dimas has warned me against him, but the swordsman has invited me to journey with him. There are places filled with knowledge, he says.
Oh dear.
Well, I mean to find them.
The promise of
We'll
knowledge.
make camp at the decaying park.
Okay, Cormond. We made it to Hawazart. What's our next move?
Orbei, we saw that the cages of binding came from Zakarum's strongholds in Hawazart. There are 3 nearby that might hold answers. If you find anything, please bring it to me.
Okay, we know the strongholds are a pretty high level, so we'll check them in just a second. Did that thing just heal up because we ended up getting terrified back into the...
Oh, no one precious.
That's annoying. Right. It does feel like we're doing quite a bit more damage. Like we're killing stuff before we even ramp up to 4 seconds of incinerate. Okay, as I was saying before, I was so rudely interrupted. Let's have a look and see what it says about the strongholds. So, prayer for salvation. This stronghold is 35. We could go up and actually have a look at this one. That's not too far away. The other ones... Ammon's Pyre is also level 35. This one's not really a stronghold. This is just a dungeon. So we could go and do a dungeon, actually. Okay. What we're going to do is we're going to transport ourselves over to Backwater. And we'll head up and we'll do the dungeon. This gives a rank of Frost Nova, which is... Oh, this gives 2 ranks of Frost Nova, but we're not using Frost Nova. That's a very nice staff. Up to an 8.2% chance to execute. It's a bit of a shame we're not doing staves, or staves. But it's fine. Burn them all. Yeah, not being in there is probably for the best. Get all the stuff on the way. We're not too far away from this this dungeon, so I don't mind going on foot for a lot of this stuff.
I'm low on precious mana.
I feel like we need to improve our maximum mana. Or our mana regen so we can keep doing stuff for longer. Not necessarily our resource cost reduction, because resource cost reduction means we're spending less mana, so things that trigger off a certain amount of mana being spent won't trigger as often. But I'd still take it for being able to incinerate longer. One of the things we can do is do the whole killing a burning enemy improves mana regen. That would help. Oh, there's the Tide Ledger. So we don't technically need to do the dungeon, but seeing as we've come all the way over here, and it's likely to get us some experience, which will help with the other stronghold areas, I think it's worth us heading in and having a look. Destroy drowned bells. We can do that.
I'm out of mana.
It's also difficult to know whether sources of burning are counted over each second or whether it's damage over time effects. And the reason I say that is, like, standing in the firewall, technically you don't have a damage over time effect on you. You have a firewall that you're standing in, so it could be nuanced enough to say, no, this is not how it works. So I might need to do a little bit of research into what counts for it and what would be effective. I see you, Skulker. Okay, let's go left. At least the firewall keeps them burning for 3 seconds afterwards, so that probably does count. We need to drink another potion, because we're about to run out.
I'm not ready yet.
Kill 150 enemy with your enchants. Okay. That's interesting. So that means the damage, the direct damage burning that we're doing is definitely working. Let's back away slightly. No, thank you. Really don't want to be right in there, being vulnerable and everything. Okay, one guy gone. Come on, guys. You don't need to be getting in on this fight. Did we destroy the bell? It looks like we did, actually. Who knew that throwing a giant fire serpent into a room would be effective at destroying stuff? try and pull these guys together. Make our incinerate as efficient as possible. Stand on this side, let them come into the firewall,
The needed mana.
and yeah, can actually put another firewall up to help weaken them a bit before they get in close. I am looking forward to getting a much stronger weapon with a decent execute chance, especially as we're moving up in mob health quite a lot. Oh, Wandering Soul. Yeah, we could do a Wandering Soul event.
They've been feeding on my soul. Please, take it back from them.
We know this is not going to be particularly easy, but we can try and keep the focus on the ones with the extra spirit.
I need time to prepare that.
Hopefully while not putting ourselves in any massive danger. You need to go.
I'm not ready yet.
Yeah, we definitely haven't done enough of the soul-wielding ones, but we're not that kind of combatant.
Please.
Still, at least we got the Radiant Chest, we got a few Obels, and some Blightshade. Let's go find that second bell. Last wave strike? Alright. We'll actually go up this way, I think.
I'm not ready yet.
Blast Wave's definitely helping. You need to die. Okay, Blast Wave made that really uncomplicated. We have a new point to put in. We were putting points in Endless Pyre to increase the amount of burning damage we can keep putting on things. We'll put another point in there. And then probably we'll go for Fiery Surge for the mana regen. Although Soulfire is also a good option. And Inner Flames and Devouring Blaze. Yeah, there's so many things that I want to put points in. Once we've got our points maxed out, I'll probably look at optimizing what we have. Let's see if we can go down this little bit.
Out of mana once again.
Yeah, we can do a pretty decent amount of incinerating, but it would be nice to reduce the cost slightly and improve our regen. Like, I don't think we're ever going to be able to sustain it indefinitely. But we could definitely improve the longevity. Alright, keep pushing on through. Who's next? That was a useless firewall. Big guy. While we've got all the extras in, let's use our giant serpent to help things out. Yeah, every now and then it'll do the firewalls at a really unexpected angle. Like, no one in their right mind would pick that angle. Hell no to the Hellbinders. Anchor-bound chaplain, slave to the bells. Slave to my fire, actually.
The old Zakarum church is supposed to be empty, but I heard bells tolling. They called to me, splitting open my dreams. I told them demanded an answer, but I must release them. This holy place reeks.
I love artillery shrines.
Seawater and rot. I'm going to drown.
Don't think we're really gonna be able to maximize the usage of it,
It's
but
hard to think when the ringing of those damn bells fills my head.
I'm not ready yet.
okay. It was fun while it lasted. We got a couple of cool kills out of it. Okay, rusted key. Takes in, and we'll go up against the drowned sea hag. You look very familiar, lady. Oh yeah, that's because we've fought you. We have fought you before. Try and keep a good amount of damage on her. Let's get another firewall. Really don't want to trigger our emergency ability.
I'm not ready yet.
That could have been nasty, but we're still fine. Let's not stand on it. I'm glad that we have our barrier. Like, definitely the barrier is like really useful for us. How quickly it turns up. Okay, another Hawazar dungeon. Okay, well, what we can do? Let's leave the dungeon. We'll head back to the town near Cormond, and we'll start moving our way up towards one of the nearby strongholds. We're still only level 32, so there is definitely more for us to do before we really push for these. Although we might be able to we might be able to do the Crusaders Mount. Monument, sorry, not Mount. At the very least, we can head up into the right neck of the woods. Okay, so that's no. That's no because of the Frost Nova. That's interesting because of the teleport. But still no. Can't use the anvil anyway. Let's take all the blues off. We're not doing chain lightning. Not doing meteor. Some of these are good upgrades in terms of armor, but they're not significant enough for us to switch over to them. So I think, yeah, everything's going to go under the hammer. That got us another 7 veiled crystals, so it's pretty good. We'll also drop our gems off while we're here. We don't have many socketed things that we're going to use gems in at the moment, but late game we're going to be having sockets all over the place. At least as many as is practical. I did put this in here earlier, actually. It's something that we should put on, maybe onto our weapon, but I'm going to save it because there's no urgency for us to actually equip it on anything. If we save it for late game, it might provide us with another nice source of damage. Alright, seeing as we're going to go up here, let's actually do... Let's do a side quest for the XP before we finish. Riding around town, horses love stairs, everyone knows that. Yeah, charred corpses. Never heard anything about any charred corpses in the area. That's totally not a thing that happens. Okay, so we are looking for survivors at the abandoned ruins. Now, my question to that would be, is it because we're supposed to be eliminating the survivors? Maybe. Maybe. Ooh. Yeah, let's do a malignant pustule event. We're able to keep quite a lot of good focus on these, actually, doing it this way.
I'm not ready yet.
That was, yeah, getting quite painful. We've definitely done enough, so now we just need to kill things. That was a fun one. That was actually really quite fun. I like the chasing around. Ooh, legendary staff. We're gonna have a look at that in just a moment. grab all the bits. Right, what's this staff? Frozen orb stays in place. Ah, boring. We've seen that one before. Okay, let's get back on our horse while we look for survivors. Unexpected bears. I'm actually just going to ignore those bears. Right, here's the abandoned room. That actually looks like a survivor. Just standing in... Maybe it's not a survivor. Maybe they're more accurately a statue. Yeah. Definitely not a survivor. Oh, hello, you're a survivor. I'm not a demon.
I'm not ready yet.
No.
I'm not going to hurt you.
Not one of those things. I am Minetta.
We need to get you.
My mother.
So, we going around this area. Oh, getting flowers. Okay. I sort of remember this one. There's a daisy. We'll have a look, see if there's anything just up this little bit. But I don't think there is. Nope. Back down. Definitely take you out. Ooh, Vicious Malignant Invoker. I mean, we definitely need to be going into the Malignant Tunnels, but that is going to be later on. So we can have a look at what this caged heart is. And we'll carry on dragging her around, looking for these flowers. Anything up here? No, it's going to be more central, otherwise you would already said. There we go. There's one. Our battle pass progress is still going all right. You know, just I do like that you get progress just for killing mobs and gaining experience. Like, it's nice you can accelerate it by doing objectives, but you can just grind your way.
Thank you so much. I'm so glad you found me. Let's get back to my mother before it gets too late.
Alright, we can definitely do that, but I think what we'll do is we'll actually go to this decaying farmstead. And then we'll go back to town afterwards. Oh, she is actually following. I wasn't sure she would just stay up on top. I think I did it in slightly the wrong place, but despite being a sorcerer, we are still pretty tanky. It's always beneficial for us to get a firewall under mobs because they take extra burning damage while they're on it. So it's just about the efficiency really at that point. Okay, let's try and going a bit more centrally. see if we can find where we're supposed to be looking.
You'll regret coming.
Oh, will I? I honestly don't see why. Firewall
What is this?
just long enough to get both of them. That makes me happy. Okay, got the Blight Shade.
My companion seems harsh to many, but beneath his bluster and his sword lies a scholar as hungry for knowledge as I am. He knows things people never thought to seek out, and he is generous. Some scholars jealously guard all the things they know. Not him. I have asked that we pass by the statue of Revered.
As much as it's interesting to hear about how this this kid was groomed, let's head back to town and hand in our other quest and just get a little bit of experience before we finish off. Now, this isn't the end of this quest chain, but it is at least progressing it.
Mother, I'm home.
Don't forget your flowers.
Yes. Mother, I'm sorry I was gone, but I brought these flowers home.
Flowers? You
But
you found her. The ashes, the bodies.
what?
Will make you pay. All this.
Yeah, not cool at all. Alright, I'm going to have to do some salvaging up and stuff in between this and the next episode. But yeah, up to level 32, and we are progressing the storyline slightly, so that's definitely good for us. I'm liking our new setup, I will say that. Very, very happy with our damage output at the moment. It could always be more, but given we haven't really leaned into it a huge amount, I think we're getting a lot out of it. Thank you very much for coming along, everyone. I do hope you have enjoyed this. As always, if you have enjoyed this, be sure to give a big thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, go ahead and do so, and you'll be told when the next episode goes live. Otherwise, I'll see you next time for another episode of Diablo 4. See you soon.